The following segment is sponsored by Daniel A. White and Associates.
The Rick Jensen Show on 101.7 FM, 1150 AM, WDEL, and streaming to your smart speaker and mobile device.
All right. Well, I'm hoping for a phone call from the fine financial planners at Dan White and Associates, specializing in retirement income. You know, gosh, I've been a happy camper client of theirs for many years. Oh, look, there we go. It's been a busy day at the office, I guess. Ladies and gentlemen, is this Dan Simon?
It sure is, Rick. How are you?
Oh, good. Yeah, I was. Well, I'm glad you called in.
I thought you hung up on me. You didn't want to talk to me today or something like that.
Yeah, that happens all the time. You know? Actually, it would be that guy Dan. So that guy Dan Kane. These are we have a call screener now thanks to Draper Media. I love these guys. Fantastic, yeah. Yes. And I don't know. So, well, are you glad to have the big melt? I mean, you know, around I don't know where what your neighborhood's like, but around mine, and even roads like going from 141 onto the entrance ramp on northbound 13, other places. We had what I like to call ginormous snowbergs, like icebergs, but they're not on the water. And big snowbergs. I couldn't even see around some. They're crazy. How about you guys?
Same story. I mean, it's finally starting to melt, but yeah, driving, you got to pay attention. I mean, even catching a rear tire or something going around a turn with some of these, I call them snow walls. It's like you're driving through a luge half the time. But
well done.
Will be here soon.
Yeah, good reference. I like that. These snow walls, snow barges, whatever you want to call these things. You know, it's really horrible. Somebody, drives into one of these things, and they damage the car. And now the insurance company finally gets back. They go, so what happened? Well, you know, I hit one of these big walls of snow. What are you talking wall of snow? We're looking at, there's no wall of snow here.
Yeah, there's no snow.
Yeah, it's all gone. Now comes the flooding.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to go somewhere, but I'm just peeking outside, and everything around the trees is starting to melt, so whatever.
Oh, well, yes.
It'll be gone before we know it, and we'll be complaining about it being humid and hot, and well, at least I won't. I like the heat. But
that's are you that guy? You like the heat more than the see, this is what people talk. I'd rather it be bitterly cold than bitterly hot, and I'm thinking that would just make me bitter.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You ever been to San Diego?
A long time ago. Why? Is it humid?
The weather's perfect there. It's like 70 every day.
You're right. They don't have weather. They have climate.
Yeah, exactly. We get seasons here. People like seasons.
Yeah, in San Diego. It's very expensive there now, but I remember I've been there a long time ago. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. It's a lovely part of the country. And L.A. would get climate, you know, until you get the floods and the mudslides and the fires, but other than that, it's lovely.
Yeah, we're not on the air, are we?
Yeah, of course we are. Yeah, well, I know we are. Why? That's so funny. I love it when people say, "Hey, we're not on the air, are we?" Why? Yes, we are. I've just taken a long time to get to the topic here, goofing around with you.
Oh, all right. Well, glad I didn't put my foot in my mouth, Rick.
Well, you didn't. You never would, because you know you're just a guy having a conversation, and now people get to know a little bit more about you. That you're just a regular.
You got to tell me when we're on the air, Rick. What are we talking about today? Retirement stuff.
I know. Well, you call. I don't know what the heck happened, but hi there. Glad to have you on.
Yeah.
So Dan is one of the fine financial planners at the financial, I guess the guru shop as far as I'm concerned anyway. Dan White and Associates, always specializing in retirement income. And Dan's in the Middletown office. Great guy. You can always give him a call at 888-690-8820, 888-690-8820. So, yes, we have a tip every Wednesday after the news at 1:30. Yes, sir.
So I always try to make these relatable to real life for me. And over the weekend, we had some family and friends over for my son's birthday. And somehow Social Security came up and retirement planning. And, the connotation of the conversation was, well, once you retire, you got to file for Social Security. And I'm like, Well, let's pump the brakes there. You don't have to, right? There's no law stating that, upon retirement, you march down to the Social Security office and say, hey, let's get those checks started. The earliest that you can file, so I just want to clarify this, right? Because, I assume everyone knows, but, it happens when you assume, right? So the earliest you can file, Rick, is at age 62. But claiming at 62 permanently reduces your monthly check by as much as almost 30% compared to waiting until full retirement. And then, if you're able to even wait until 70 to file for your benefits grow roughly 8% a year in delayed retirement credits, which is a huge deal because it's an 8% increase, not on an asset, but an 8% increase on an income stream that's guaranteed to last for the rest of your life, have cost of living adjustments built in. It's more tax efficient than a pension or IRA income, and it has survivorship benefits as well. So I always look at it, it's too important for guesswork, right?
Yeah.
So if we just kind of put it into perspective, if your full retirement age benefits $3,000 a month, and at 62, it might drop to around $2,100, but at 70, it could rise to $3,700. That's a potential $1,600 a month swing for life.
Thank you for putting that in perspective with those numbers.
Yeah, I mean, $1,600 a month, to me, it's still a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
So it's not a one-size-fits-all approach, like, hey, we retired, let's go file for benefits. Health, spousal benefits, income needs, taxes, they all matter. But the mistake many retirees make is treating Social Security as a timing decision rather than a long-term income strategy, which is really what it is. So, if we take that a step further and say, all right, well, if you're retiring before 70, and obviously we need income when we stop working, so we're living off savings at that point. I call that the gap period, right? We're trying to bridge the gap between retirement and Social Security. It can also be a prime window for strategic Roth conversions, which potentially lower lifetime taxes, reduce required minimum distributions. It can also serve as an estate plan to position funds to go to your kids tax-free as opposed to being subjected to the 10-year rule. So, the bottom line really is Social Security isn't just about when you need the money. It's about maximizing guaranteed income for the rest of your life, which is an unknown for all of us. So we got to plan for the longer life expectancies, and that's really where the value with Social Security, in my opinion, creeps in is down the road.
It's pretty awesome, Dan. I mean, you brought up so many different items, and I know people probably have questions about each one. We're not going to go over all that today. In fact, they should just give you a call. 888-690-8820. Dan Simon brought up a whole lot of different aspects of this, and it's going to be very educational. Give him a call, 888-690-8820. Meet with him. He's a great guy, and you're going to enjoy it, and you're going to actually probably profit in your retirement. Dan, thank you so much. Dan White brings you On the Money here on 101.7 FM and 11:50 a.m. WDEL, 7 o'clock on Sunday mornings. Is that it, Dan?
Yes, and I know the topic, too, this time, Rick. Dan's going to be discussing the question that a lot of people have on their minds when they get to retirement or even at 59 and a half. Should you roll over your 401k? So he's going to talk about the pros, the cons there. And then I believe there's also a giveaway, the best 12 ways to use a guaranteed rate annuity. So some informative information on a Sunday morning for sure.
I got a question for you, personal question, as long as you're on the phone.
All right.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
And you're going to enjoy this one. I think you'll like this, and I'm not surprising you because, hey, you're on the air. So that was pretty funny. Are we on the air? It just goes to show how casual and conversational we are. So I got a new employer now, Draper Media, and they're fantastic, and I love these guys. Mm-hmm. And the previous employer is the previous guys, and I don't know how well they're doing. But see, here's the thing: I got the 401k still with the other guys, and I can roll it over into my current 401k or into my IRA. Either one is fine with me, but they have a policy, and I think it's from the old employer, where they will not transfer administrator to administrator. In other words, they don't just transfer to either the administrator of my 401k here or my IRA. They said, well, we're going to make the check out to the administrator of your current plan, IRA or 401k, but we're going to send you the check. I don't even want them to do that, but they said that's what they do. Is there any way to get around that, or should I just not be too concerned?
Well, the check, in my opinion, should always be made to the administrator of the plan or the custodian of the account.
Right.
I don't have an issue. Many companies, Fidelity, for example, they're a huge company in the 401k space. 90% of the rollovers that we do, Fidelity mails the check directly to the client. The check could be made. Yeah. I'm indifferent, to be honest with you, on that, Rick.
Okay.
If the check is not made out to the individual whose money it is,
right,
they can't do anything with it. The only person that can deposit it, or the only entity that can deposit it, is the custodian.
Yeah.
So that's very common, where Plan A would cut the check to Plan B for benefit of Rick Jensen.
Yeah. Well, I'm also concerned because I have the particular post office that handles all our mail in my neighborhood and other neighborhoods. They're incompetent. It's not the mail carriers; they're great. It's the managers. I've talked to two of them personally. I'm not going to say their names, and I even told them, "You're incompetent." So that's my concern there. But anyway, you say, don't worry about it. Have it make it out to the administrator of the plan, and we'll be fine even if they lose it.
So to that point, and I'm not going to get into your experience with the mail carrier service where you live, Rick. Most custodians, and I know, for example, Fidelity, who I just mentioned, they will give the client, the account owner, the option to use standard mail or to use preferred mail, or UPS primarily.
Okay.
For a fee. So there is an option generally to pay $25 to mail an envelope if you want to do that and have tracking on it because you're not confident with the mail carrier. That's certainly an option with
okay, and by the way, it's not the mail carriers. It's their managers. It's their managers.
I understand.
It is the managers. I know. I don't want to throw the carriers under their own truck. I just want to say I put their managers there. But there you go. But that's just me. Does not reflect the opinion of Dan White or Dan Simon. Yes, sir.
It does not. But to your point, you have options. You can roll it over to an IRA.
Yeah.
You can roll it over to the new 401k. Now, why might some people want to do that? I don't know how old you are, and I'm not going to reference your age on air, Rick. But if you were over RMD age, you could potentially roll the money into the 401k plan. And if it's with your current employer, it doesn't subject you to the required minimum distribution so long as you're still working. So that's
maybe I'll wait a few years and do that. No, I'm not quite that age, even though I'm older than.
I know you're not.
No, I'm not. But I am older than some dirt. So I'm getting there. I like that joke. I like that.
That's a good analogy. I like that. Dirt. Some dirt.
Just not oil. Dan Simon, great guy, great sense of humor, and extraordinarily knowledgeable when it comes to retirement and income at Dan White and Associates. Thanks for your time, Dan. I appreciate it.
Always a pleasure, Rick. Take care. Have a great afternoon.
Okay.